I'm Lee Turner, Director of Development of Cedarville College. The kinescope you're about to see is of the Phil Donahue television program, the #1 daytime television program in Dayton, Ohio. 65 students from Cedarville College took part in this program, and after it was over, it was a unanimous opinion of everyone that we must make this available to the churches. We were told that we could have a kinescope made of the entire program. However, when we reviewed it, we were discouraged to find that the first 15 minutes of the program had been omitted. In calling the television station, it was revealed that the technician did not start recording the program until the first phone call was received. So we have taken pictures of still photographs and combined it with a soundtrack so that you will be able to listen to the first 15 minutes. After this, the visual portion of the kinescope will begin. A kinescope is not of equal quality of a normal film, but we feel the content of this program merits our bringing it to you.
TV2 of the Miami Valley, WLWD, Dayton, Ohio. The following is a TV2 color presentation.
I go to Cedarville College because I think Cedarville is where the Lord would want me. I have decided to go there because it is a Christian community in that all the students are Christians. That is, they have given their lives over to the Lord Jesus Christ so that He can be their leader. Cedarville is the Baptist college, but most of all is the college of students who love the Lord.
Those are unusual words coming from a student today in an age when we're accustomed to seeing students climb flagpoles and throw paint at statues. I think you can agree that what Ms. Fitch has said just a moment ago is rather unusual in this day of campus chaos. We'll be chatting this morning not only with Ms. Fitch but also with Dan Stevens, who will be with us in the set, as well as almost 100 students from Cedarville College in Greene County. These young people live under a code of conduct that includes, among other things, prohibitions against smoking, drinking, dancing, and movies. Now, you say this to a youngster that you're liable to encounter on a street corner today, and you say, well, we're going to send you to this college and you can't smoke, drink, dance, or go to movies. So we'll talk about what it is, what zeal, what spark of faith within these youngsters allows them to adhere to this, I think in this day and age we can agree, rather unusual code of conduct. We'll be back to let you chat with all of them in just a moment, and we hope you'll call us.
You're now in touch with the Phil Donahue Show. This morning, Phil's guests are students of Cedarville College, and they'll answer your questions and comments following these commercial messages.
Some chickens are stewed. Some chickens are steamed. Some chickens are boiled. Some chickens are creamed. No wonder there's a poultry protest in this once placid land of ours. No wonder our chickens' feathers are ruffled. Because, my friends, there's only one real way to serve up chicken, and that's to fry it. You see, frying seals in all of chicken's natural goodness. Now, here is where you'll find America's finest fried chicken at your nearby Parkmore Drive-In restaurant. Famous Parkmore Dixie Golden Fried Chicken, delectably crisp outside, tender and juicy inside. So you do get more flavor, more chicken too, 'cause Parkmore packs more into every meal. Come taste the chicken that's Parkmore's pride. Come taste the chicken that's Glora fried. Dixie Golden Fried Chicken, exclusively yours at Parkmore. Parkmore Drive-In Restaurants.
Let's talk now with Dan Stevens and with Darlene Fitch, both of whom are students at Cedarville College. Why don't you go to movies, Dan?
Mainly because I don't have the time for it.
You want to move in just a bit? But even if you did have the time, you wouldn't go, would you?
That's true.
So there's another answer then. What is it? Can you understand why I would pursue this? Because I'm saying, I'm thinking there's some good movies.
Well, I think basically at this time, my reason for not going to movies is my attendance at Cedarville College and also my convictions about the type of literature that is in the films today. I think that I can do other things to be more building to my personality than going to the films that are on the market today.
Mm-hmm.
Movies are always a subject at Cedarville that is very controversial, because individuals have different views,
Mm-hmm.
and all over the world it's always known.
So there's not a lot of wooden soldiers at Cedarville all marching in unison and agreeing with one another, right?
Right.
Well, now hold it. Now that's where now I'm confused. Because what do I do if I dissent at Cedarville? Suppose I'm a senior at Cedarville College, okay? And I stand up on a soapbox this afternoon and I say, this policy prohibiting us from going to movies is silly and I think we should protest. How many people would support me?
I don't think very many.
Why not? Stand so they can...
Well, I don't think so, because when we first came there, we were made to sign, well, not made, but we were asked to sign an agreement saying that we would abide by the rules of Cedarville College. And in these rules is a clause that says you can't go to movies. And the people sign these, and therefore they should stick to it.
Okay. Anybody else with a comment on this business of movie? Yes, sir.
I don't think you would have gotten to be a senior if you'd had that in your mind already.
This is going to be a long show for me.
I think that there's one thing to consider here, and that is that Cedarville College has always had these standards. We were able to see them before we came, and we came to Cedarville College because we agreed with them that this was the place that we wanted to be.
Right. All of us have chosen to come to Cedarville. I mean, it wasn't something that we were made to do. We chose to come to Cedarville, and therefore we chose to follow the rules there.
I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but if I'm reading you now correctly, Cedarville College students believe that man is born with evil tendencies. Am I right so far? Shoot me down now. Don't hold back. I'm sure you will. I just got zapped. And movies are liable to enhance the struggle between his evil tendency and the virtuous development that Cedarville tries to enhance.
No, I don't think this is the matter we're considering here. We're considering not so much how we're going to feed our evil nature, but that we want to improve ourselves. As we're at college, our education, we're improving our mental aspect. Yeah. This is part of our social aspect. Are there other things that we can do that would be better for us, make us better people because we've done the thing?
No dancing?
True.
You don't care. I mean, you don't look like you care.
There's so many.
That's all right. I'm not asking.
I think when we were talking before, there was a point made here, and that is equating dancing with the total social life. And I don't think that this is the matter that we're discussing here. I think that I've had a normal social life, an interaction with the opposite sex. I've been able to carry on a normal social life, and I haven't needed the dancing or the things that go with it after you continue in it for a period of time over the years.
But part of the code of Cedarville College is no dancing, right?
This is something.
So there's no senior prom or anything, huh?
True.
There's a junior-senior banquet, and we have special speakers. But dancing doesn't have to be a part of this because it just doesn't have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We're
now, what happens if I'm a sophomore and I fall in love?
You can't do anything about it. I mean, if you fall in love, you fall in love.
Yeah,
and
but
this is just one of those parts
how
of
do
life.
How do I manifest interest and affection in the person I'm in love with?
You date the girl, take her different places, and then you take it from there.
Can I kiss her goodnight?
Sure.
not in public. I wouldn't do it in public.
So then Cedarville is acknowledging, then, Cedarville College's Code of Conduct acknowledges the possibility of a boy-girl relationship being meaningful enough on campus to allow for this sort of... Huh? Well, what did I say that was wrong? Did you want to make a point?
I think it's all part of reality. I mean, we realize these things are going to be carried on, and things along this line. The thing that we're trying to stress is that we want to have our lives in a proper proportion, and that in order to be wholesome, that I don't think a public demonstration of the affection is something that needs to be done.
I'd agree. I think all of us can agree with that. I'm not calling for, kissing in the middle of campus, during the daylight hours. But I'm trying to understand now what it is about this code of conduct that would seem to be inhibiting in terms of the maturation process of the young person on campus today. Let me put it another way. What wouldn't you have at Ohio State that you have at Cedarville? I mean, what would you miss most at Ohio State?
I would miss the Christian fellowship, I think, most of all. Because, well, the kids at Cedarville are Christians. They have chosen Jesus Christ as the leader of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is important for everyone.
I think it's important here to determine who is the person out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be a philosophy around today that if you have a drive, if you have an emotion, it must be fulfilled, or else there's some sort of distortion of your personality. And I don't believe that this is true. I think there's a normal way to go about things. You don't have to over-exercise your emotions or fulfill every drive that you have. There's a time for everything.
Mm-hmm.
In dating life, in other parts of life, a discipline of your life, a balance to your life.
I think one of the things that we have to learn as individuals is to discipline ourselves.
Let me go out in the audience and get some observations. Now, what do you think of all this business of student protest? What do you think about that? For example, Columbia and other sort of Berkeley and other hotbeds of chaos and problems around the country. What do you think when you read about this in the paper? Yes? Would you kindly stand so they can see you in Cedarville?
I would say maybe this would be a lack of communication. And since I've been at Cedarville, I'm a sophomore. There's never been a faculty member that I couldn't talk to one of the administration with a problem or give them suggestions. And I think this is part of the reason. We have good communication between the student and the faculty.
How many students at Cedarville?
About 850.
So you're not a number then at Cedarville?
No, I'm a name. That's what I like too.
But now suppose something really bugged you, and you were convinced... I'm sorry.
A lot of things do.
But how you wouldn't feel that there would be a condition that would allow or make prudent the kind of protests that we're seeing around the country today?
I don't get what you're trying to
Well, mass problems, strikes, closing the schools.
I might say that if we have something that is really bothering us, we go through the proper channels instead of demonstrations and so on, because usually it doesn't get us anywhere anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And we go through the proper channels such as Student Council, Student Affairs Committee, and these things instead of demonstrating or standing on soapboxes.
I see. You endorse that?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you have the same question of purpose here, too. Sure, we see these things that disturb us, but are we going to revolt against them in general? Or are we going to look at the total concept, say, are they helping me, even though they are standing in the way of something I want to do? And then, if you come to the decision you still want to protest against it, are you doing the right thing? Are you improving the situation? Are you part of the answer, not a part of the problem?
Okay, before we make the break, can we show the film? Let's do. We'd like you to see Cedarville's campus in Greene County. We've just established that there are 850 students on campus. You want to play home movies here for us, Darlene and Dan?
This is the Student Center, field house. It houses a gym, the cafeteria.
This is the audiovisual room in our new library. Some of the classroom.
Lee Turner is Director of Development for Cedarville College. When was the college founded, Mr. Turner?
Well, we took over the college in 1954, the Baptist administration. It was founded in 1887.
This is a soccer match underway, as a matter of fact, yesterday afternoon. This is an actual contest, too. I mean, it's not a scrimmage or anything.
No, I think this was a scrimmage.
Was a
Wittenberg
scrimmage.
University, yes.
We won, by the way.
Is it totally private funds that support the college, Mr. Turner?
Yes, we have a policy. We take no public funds from tax monies.
This is no picnic, is it? Raising...
No, I'm glad you said that, Phil. We need all the help we can get.
This is probably one of the most attractive buildings on campus. Dan, what is it?
Yes, this is the new library. This is the entranceway, and the library is to the right, and we have audiovisual rooms to the left, a few faculty offices.
While you're watching this film, I have a question for Mr. Turner, Director of Development. What is the, this is the wrong phrase, what is the flake-out rate at Cedarville? Do you know what I'm saying? Now, this is not exclusive to Cedarville. All colleges experience the problem of the youngster who goes there, I shouldn't say youngster, but the young adult who goes there as a freshman and doesn't pursue the academic career through to graduation.
Well, I think the national average is around 40% of the freshmen do not finish and graduate at the same institution. Ours is a lot higher. I'm ashamed to say I don't know what the exact percent is, but it's higher than the national average.
Would you ascribe this to the rather rigid code of conduct for the student?
Well, I think it's already been touched that they come here because we are a unique college, and they get something here they feel they can't get elsewhere, so obviously we would retain a larger degree of them who would graduate.
Oh, I see. So you enjoy a higher percentage of perseverance than other campuses.
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
yes.
I see. I misunderstood you. Lee Turner is Director of Development for Cedarville College. And incidentally, you were making the point before that the day of the old alma mater with the ivy on the wall in one school, and that's my boy, and the pennant on the wall are over because the musical chairs thing is happening within college communities, isn't it?
Yes, except at Cedarville we do enjoy a little bigger degree of that.
Of longevity for your students.
That's right, yes.
Well, now it's your turn to get in on this conversation. What do you think? Let's hear from you at 253-7171. These young adults will chat with you in just a moment. Hi, thanks for calling. Now you're on the air. Hello.
Hello there.
Hi there.
I'm a psychiatrist from Columbus, Ohio, and
You're calling me? I'm nervous about that.
I'm very interested in the point of view of these young people. First of all, I would like to, I suppose my question could ramify into multiple questions. I'll try to be as brief as possible.
Please do.
I would like to know, first of all, if there is a full-time psychiatrist on the staff of the college, or if there is a consultant psychiatrist or a psychiatric clinic where young people with emotional disturbances can be assisted. And ramifying from there, I would like to know if anyone is in a position to quote this man or woman as to whether or not the restrictions placed upon these pupils causes seemingly an increase in the emotional disturbances of these individuals while they're in college, or an increase in...
Okay, hold it.
Yeah.
Hold it. I think he's made his point. What do you think, Dave?
Well, we don't have a full-time psychiatrist at our school, and I don't think there's anybody of authority that's carried out a study in Cedarville College campus according to emotional instability or anything like this. I haven't noticed any in the students around me. I think I'm normal.
Anything, Darlene?
If any of the students have any problems, they can go to any of the faculty members, which will help them. Mr. Loper, our Dean of Men, is trained in psychology.
Mm-hmm. Might I point out...
Yeah, well, hold it just a moment. I'm afraid if you point out something else, we'll be into the Tonight Show. But wait a minute. You had a point. Yes, sir. You wanted to address yourself to this question.
We have Christian standards that, and we live up to what the Bible says, and I think that our emotional stability would be better because of this than if we had a psychologist on
Let's say it like it is. Now, this question implies that there would be a greater degree of hang-ups within the restrictive college community than within the permissive one.
The young gentleman doesn't seem to understand the difference between...
Hold it just a moment. Hold it. All right? If you tell a child not to take a cookie, he's gonna want that cookie all the more. Now, this is an oversimplification, I agree, but what do you think, Darlene?
Here it is, a personal thing again. Each one of us has accepted Jesus Christ as his leader, and therefore we are going to discipline ourselves not to do that certain thing that we don't think we should.
All right, Doctor, go ahead. You wanted to make another point.
Well, the young gentleman obviously is quite unfamiliar with the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist.
Well, let's not get into that, okay?
Yeah, right.
All
Well,
right.
we'll skip that.
Wait a minute. Somebody over here. Who had... Yes, sir. You kind of...
I think the thing that he doesn't understand is that he doesn't know what we are. We have a personal commitment to Jesus Christ. And this is the entirety of Cedarville College. We know God, and we have this to fall back on that the people in other colleges do not have. It is a real thing,
And these people
that do not have it really understand.
Why don't people in other colleges have Jesus Christ upon whom to fall back?
Some of them do, but some of them have not accepted him. That's a thing. They can accept him or they do not have to accept him. This is the thing. It's a personal commitment that we have.
Very good point. Let me stay with us, Doctor. Hang on. Yes, you had a point. I'm sorry, we're back here in the dark, but so be it.
I think we have such a full, complete life with what we do have at Cedarville. There are plenty of activities. We don't need a psychiatrist. We have Jesus Christ. It tells us in the Bible that there's no need to worry or fret. If we have any troubles, all we have to do is take it to Jesus Christ, and he gives us complete peace of mind.
May I interject, Mr. Donahue?
Yes.
The young lady seemed to mention the superfluity of activities that they have at the university there. What does she think goes on in a psychiatrist's office? I mean, does she think we play table tennis with our patients or talk to them?
Well, I mean, the activities isn't the main thing. We're at college to study. We're at college to learn.
Aren't all?
What did he say?
Aren't all.
Aren't all.
Well, it seems with the riots and some of these disturbances, it makes you wonder if they're there to learn. If they were there, they wouldn't be causing all the disturbances.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Wait a minute. You know what bothers me about your question is,
yes, sir.
Is its implication that the general observation that somehow a psychiatrist would be more in need at Cedarville than elsewhere, and I'm not sure that's worthy of you as a professional man to make that sort of implication.
I think one thing that he stated here is that these rules...
No, I was just wondering if there were an increased incidence of emotional instability.
Yeah, but I think the thing that he said is that these rules have been placed upon the person. And what he's implying that there are inhibitions placed in this person's life that will distort his personality. This is not the case. If the standards are not in agreement with you, if you cannot live under them, we encourage you to go someplace where you can live with more peace in your life if this is what you require.
Thanks, though. I appreciate your provoking this dialogue. Thank you for calling.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, now you're on the air. Thanks for calling. You're in touch now with students of Cedarville College in Greene County, Ohio. Hi.
Hi. I would just like to congratulate these kids. I didn't think that there were kids like this around anymore, and I think it's great.
Wow. Think about it. Now they're going to demonstrate in favor. Thank you for calling.
All right, thank you.
Now you're on the air. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Phil?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead. Hello?
Yes?
Go ahead, please. We're waiting for your comment.
Oh, I wanted to tell Phil Donahue that I think this is very commendable of him to have someone on the show.
Who's normal, huh?
Yes, and I went to a school like this, and I really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you for that testimony, and also thank you for the support. I appreciate your kind words.
All right.
Bye. Now you're on the air. Hi.
Hello, Phil.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say that I attended Cedarville College after attending other colleges that are in between the type of student that is popular today and the type of students that goes to Cedarville. I attended other Baptist colleges in other states where movies were permitted, and I also went to Cedarville as an off-campus student where movies were not participated in by the students.
Right.
And you don't have any psychological or emotional hang-ups. I think I know what the fellow was inferring that talked before.
Yeah, I think we all do. I think there's kind of short-circuit tendency to lump or label people who generally about
yeah, the name-calling type of device does put a label on people, but
yes,
what I'm saying is you don't have any emotional hang-ups because you dedicate yourself to a person, the Lord Jesus Christ, and go to a dedicated college with dedicated students like at our Cedarville. Now, the college, one of the colleges I attended...
I hope you won't be windy, okay?
All right. One of the colleges I attended previously did permit students to go to the movies. They had a movie night on Monday.
Right.
I didn't go to movies when I was at that school. Now, I go to movies now. I didn't go to movies when I was at Centerville. I never had no hang-ups, and I still don't have any hang-ups.
Will you ever go to movies?
Oh, yeah, I go. I take my wife now. I take my wife to movies now.
How about our people
But-
here? Hold it just a moment.
All
Hold
right.
it. Yes.
I
Yeah.
think this is a personal thing, and each person has to meet.
It
his
shouldn't be
life.
so important to me, should it? I mean, what do I care whether you go to movies? Why am I hung up on this?
Because it's so unusual that people don't, because this is the big thing for date night in the world.
Yeah.
And we do other things. And our life is exciting.
Oh, they're waving at me. They can't see you. And
I don't have that much to say.
Because what? No, you were swinging real good.
Yeah, well, date night, what do? You go to the movies because there isn't anything else open. But we have other things to do on campus. We have artist lecture series and music recitals and concerts and all sorts of things. And if there isn't anything else, there's always a snack shop and the gym. And there's so much studying to do, you might do that too. So,
How about makeup now?
makeup is up to the personal opinion as long as it doesn't...
As long as you don't look like a barber pole.
I mean, use good taste. A girl with a lot of makeup doesn't look good anyway.
I agree. Thank you. Thanks for calling.
Bill?
Yeah.
I'd like to say this, that
Yeah.
a lot of times with people in the audience, that your television audience realize that Cedarville is near. I commuted from Dayton. I also sang in the choir. I was the only Southerner in Cedarville College Choir, and we toured Canada and all the eastern states,
thank
and
you.
I had a ball
Good
at
for you.
Cedarville.
Thank you for calling.
Right.
We'll be back in just a moment. Can you hold hands on campus?
Well, once again, this is up to the individual. It's allowed. Some do and some don't.
Okay. Why don't we go to the phones? Now they're mad at me because I'm not getting the phone calls on. Oh, you want to talk? Thanks a lot.
Only between the fellas and the girls.
That psychiatrist will be calling back. Only between the fellas and the girls, he said, in case you missed that. Hi, thanks for calling. Yes? Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
My question is, what do they do for recreation? What is their...
Do for laughs, right, now. Okay. Yes, ma'am. You kindly.
Well, we do all kinds of things for recreation. You can go out and hit a ball around if you want. You can go into the gym and play ping pong or badminton or soccer or... And then if you have a guitar, you have a lot of things you can do there, too.
Do we have that
well,
film
no,
ready,
for
Mark?
the evenings. In the evening.
While you're talking, we're going to roll this film, and it shows there are rooms of community within the dormitories, right, where you can sit down and chat.
Oh, right, yes. We have units in Maddox Hall, and there are 8 girls in that, and we usually have hootenannies and all kinds of things. If you're in the right unit, you have all kinds of things going on.
Now, this is Faith Hall. What's the...
This is Faith Hall. It's an upper-class women's dorm, pretty much, and they have individual rooms. They don't have units. There are usually about two or three girls in a room. And
what's that?
this is Maddox Hall. This is the dorm that I live in. And here we have units, and there are 8 girls in a unit. There are 4 bedrooms. We have a very nice lounge, as you can see here.
Now, here's where you can chat.
Do they put on any stage plays?
Oh, yes. We put on at least 2 a year. 2 stage plays and an operetta. Other things like this.
Now, here's where... This is within the dorm, and this is where you can chat, play cards with boys.
You can chat if you like, yes. We have all kinds of different games.
Do they bring in any outside people that put on plays?
No, we have our own speech department, and we have very capable leaders there that help us with plays and things.
We bring out in outside people for the artist lecture series, such as Shoshana.
Hey, here's the radio station. Is that you there?
Yeah, that's right.
What's your call letter?
WCDR-FM, 90.1 megacycle.
Do you leave the campus? I mean,
Yes, we're allowed to...
This is our
Wait a minute,
auditorium.
hold on. I want to
ma'am.
tell them about this. This is a chapel and a
Auditorium.
combined, which I think is great. In other words, they didn't build just a building just for a chapel.
No.
You get a multi-purpose use out of it.
That's
Terrific. Boy, you people are thinking. I'm sorry. Excuse me for interrupting.
That's all right.
Okay, as far as other social activities, we have various social groups, Pi Sigma Nu, Alpha Chi, Kappa Delta Chi, Gamma Chi, so forth. We have also organizations that are with departments, debate club, speech club, science club, various types of clubs. Plus, like you see there, WCDR, this type of thing. We have plenty to do to keep busy.
do you swim?
Do you swim? Is there a pool facility on campus? No, there is not. But there's a chap back here who wants to talk to us. Yes.
part of this ladies' inquiry might wonder if we do anything on campus with the students, which is really stupid, corny, just for pure fun. I might mention that Cedarville College holds the record for bathtub stuffing. We put... Really? We put 39 men in one tub at halftime of a basketball game.
You don't know this, but I think 8 of them went down the drain there. Okay, so you do that silly stuff, huh? I mean, is there, what's a sneak? I was reading in your paper. What is a sneak?
The seniors.
A senior trip. You just leave, huh? Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. What?
The juniors have to try and catch the seniors. Yeah, the seniors, run around for 3 or 4 months, hiding when they're going to leave, and all of a sudden the juniors run around trying to find them, and hopefully the seniors will sneak away again.
Okay, I'm playing to this side of it. Are you still there?
Yes.
Oh. Did you have another question?
No. I think they look very intelligent, and I can understand people.
Thank you for calling. Thank you. Hi, now you're on the air. Hello, thanks for calling.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I'd like to ask the young gentleman what his feelings are toward the draft when he's eligible.
Dan Stevens commenting.
Yes, when I graduated from high school, I was classified 1A, and then I got a 2S classification. I'm a sociology major, but I'm planning to go on to seminary, so I have a regular 4D classification. I plan when I finish seminary, I'd like to enter the service. I feel an obligation to my country, and possibly as a chaplain, possibly enter as an officer, I'm not sure.
And we have some Vietnam observations over here. You had another observation to make, didn't you? All right, how about you? What about Vietnam, just briefly?
I'm a math major right now. When I graduate, I'll probably enlist in the service. If I don't do that, I'll go into graduate school and get drafted.
You have any misgivings about the war?
I think they'll fight a little harder.
Mark, see if we can get a long shot over here. I want to take a vote, okay? Stay with us just a minute. Can we see all these people? I want to make sure we can see them. How many have... Let me see. Oh, Gina, how am I going to word this? How many have a significant misgiving with the manner in which the well, that wouldn't be revealing, would it? How many think we ought to be more dovish as far as Vietnam is concerned? Dovish, more get out sort of stress, more negotiations, Paris sort of thing. How many think we should be more aggressive militarily in Vietnam? Okay, anybody want to comment or address themselves to that? Anybody with an observation? Rather than just a vote? Yes.
Well, the reason why I think most of us believe that we ought to get more aggressive is because the overall situation with Vietnam, it's not just the Vietnam issue. The communists are behind this, and they're behind it for a purpose, not just to get Vietnam, but eventually to get our own country right here in the United States. And this would then eliminate our belief in Christ. They would try to stop our worshiping in churches like we do right now, and we would be limited in freedom of speech like we are talking right here in this television station. Therefore, this is why we're against
I think that the general education, the general atmosphere on campus is more of going for peace with honor, not so much as total obliteration of the country, drop an A-bomb or something like this. But I think the general student body is sort of dissatisfied with the way that the war is right now. We're not making any progress with the bombing. It's only a token. The peace talks not going along. Something has to be done, and peace talks don't seem to be doing any good. Something has to be done.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Now you're on the air. Hi. Did you wait? I'm not sure I blame you if you didn't. I'm sorry it took us so long. Hello. Hi, now you're on the air. Hi. Did you wait?
Yes.
Good. Oh, am I glad to hear from you.
I hope I don't get cut off again.
You go right ahead. You're on the air now.
Phil?
Yes.
I would like to know what religion this is, and also what profession the majority of the young adults prefer.
I think you call it Christianity. I don't know. The more I have this personal relationship myself, I doubt that it's really a religion. Really, I think it's a person of Christ. I think that the thing that we're going for is a balance in our life with Christ in the center. The areas of our life, and especially the spiritual area. This is a sorely neglected area of our lives today. And the thing about a personal commitment to Christ, a belief in the biblical standards, and something that's positive that we can get a hold of, something that gives us peace and satisfaction in our own lives, we can continue into our everyday life.
Let me go.
Well, I think this is great, and I don't think that psychiatrist needs to worry about you people's minds, because anybody that has good, clean minds can't go wrong.
Well, thank you very much. Would you turn that telephone around and push some buttons for me a little bit, because I can't do everything here. Someone here had a comment. What was it that you wanted to say before? Would you kindly stand?
Yeah, well, I was trying to talk about the lady that called and asked about us having fun. I wanted to point out, I know we have our two SBP co-chairmen here. We have a group on campus called Student Body Project, and for things during the year, we have a lot of activities going on. Usually we have something every week, like a party or a folk sing or something like that we can go to. And for zany things to do, I just wanted to reimburse. We'd have things like the bathtub stuff. I know about that because I was at the bottom of the bathtub. And so we really do have a great time. We have a lot of fun together on campus, and the whole student body can get together because it is small enough. It's not something where it's a great big community and you're only one number and you go and you watch other people do things. You enter into it. I mean, you master ceremonies, the different programs and different things like that, and it's really a lot of fun.
What do you think of Antioch College?
Well, I think Antioch is an interesting community. I go over there a lot, and I like to talk to the kids because, I mean, they do have a different viewpoint. I like to see, I guess you'd say, the opposing side. It's not exactly opposing, but they are different than us. I think they're on the wrong track. They're seeking for something. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to find their goal in life, and they think they can do this by growing their hair long and by being dirty, I guess, and by trying to do things different than other people. But I think we found the goal through Jesus Christ at our school. And this is really the only way you can find fulfillment in life. And I think if some of these people will find it out, and we try to help them out. We have groups that go over and work with these people on campuses and other campuses in the community and try to show them how we think at this college.
Thank you. Well said. Do we have to make a break? We have to. I'm sorry we do, but we'll get some more calls, I promise, as we chat with students from Cedarville College in Greene County, Ohio. Back in a moment. Would you push number 2 there for me, and we'll see if we can get some. That's it. Hi, thanks for calling. You're on the air now. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Why, I would like to ask these youngsters if they have any set time to be in after their dating and so forth.
On Monday through Thursday, the girls must be in at 10:15, and then the boys' closing hours are 15 minutes after the girls, which is 10:30, and then we have an honor dorm, Bethel Hall, for the men, and they don't have any hours. I don't believe they have.
What do you have to do to get into the honor dorm?
Well, this year the honor dorm is mainly set up on the second floor of upperclassmen who have maintained a higher than the median grade point average, have a regular church and Christian service attendance, also have a generally good attitude on campus. This year on the first floor we have some honor freshman students who have scored very high in the ACT scores. And there are hours. They're 11 o'clock through the week, 12 o'clock on the weekends.
That's interesting that, in other words, those who reflect academic excellence then can be their own decision makers regarding their own hours, etc., huh?
Well, I would also like to say, Phil, that it's one of the most refreshing shows that I've watched for a long time, and it just makes a good Christian family feel that when you're trying to do a job with raising your children, that we have youngsters like this today to let our world know that we're not finished. Thank you.
Thank you for calling, number 4. Hi, thanks for calling. Now you're on the air. Hello.
Phil, I just wanted to say that, this year my first grader started the Bellbrook, and when the principal introduced the teacher as a graduate of Cedarville, I couldn't have been happier. She's real shy, and I was kind of worried. But her teacher is the most pleasant person, and I sincerely believe that anyone that dedicates themselves to Christ, whatever job they do a better job. And I asked my little girl if her teacher ever gets angry, and she says, well, I know she gets mad, but she just doesn't act mad. And I think that if it wasn't for her, that I'd have a hard time every morning, and I think all these kids are to be congratulated.
Thank you for calling. Number 1. Hi, thank you for calling. Now you're on the air. Hello.
Yes, I want to commend the children for the way they're dressed and the way they're conducting themselves. However, I was wondering if there are any other students there of a different faith.
A different faith. You have to be Baptist to go to Cedarville. Dan Stevens.
No, you don't have to be Baptist to go to Cedarville. The college policy is that if a person wants to attend Cedarville College, he has to go along with the policies of the college And this is impossible unless the person has made a personal commitment to Christ and is guiding his life after the principles of the Scripture, a belief in this, and is an integral part of his life.
Okay.
In other words, there are no Jewish students or Catholic students there, right?
No, they're not. I don't think they would want to attend our school.
Okay, Phil, thanks very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Number 3. Hi, now you're on the air. Hello. Hi. Number 5. Bingo. Now you're on the air. Hi.
Hi, Phil.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I just wanted to say that I was born and raised in Cedarville and left there in '48, and I'm sure proud to see all these students in the audience and everything, and how nice and clean, and the boys has all got haircuts and the girls not in their short skirts or anything.
Well, now you raised the point here. Let's talk about this a little bit, all right?
Okay.
Hang on just a minute. I'll be honest with you. I am troubled. Now you tell me you're going to have to solve a problem for me. I am troubled at the adult community's tendency to judge a person's character by the length of his or her hair or the condition of his or of her coif. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anybody here? Is there anybody? Can I get an argument? Go ahead. If you'd stand.
Well, I'd like to say that at times I've been troubled too by adults more or less generalizing, saying anyone that has long hair is bound to be offbeat, you know, and they're way out some way. Guys at Cedarville and the girls are not that much different. I mean, you can look at me. I have sideburns down part of the way, and I mean my hair's not, you know, trimmed off a quarter of an inch or something like that. I do feel though that when you go to such radical extremes, like the guys letting their hair go way down their back and something like that, it's not a good idea. It doesn't show good for our country. It doesn't show good for our school, and it's not good for our country and other lands either. But kids at Cedarville are not way out. I mean, the girls don't wear their dresses down to their ankles, and the guys don't trim their hairs off in crew cuts right now. And so we're not that far out.
And you're not that far out of it either.
Right. We try not to be. I mean, we try to keep up with what's going on in the outside world.
Thank you.
Anybody
over here with an observation? Do I see a hand? Yes. Yes.
The reason that the rule is not to have long hair.
Yes.
The reason that we have the rule not to have long hair or short dresses and so on is because we want to be associated with our type of group. Now, we know that people of the outside world, they look at someone with this extreme long hair and they immediately associate with a yippie or hippie or something, and we don't want to be associated. Now, this is the reason that we have this rule. We don't want to associate.
But do you find yourself bringing a preconceived judgment to people who do have long hair?
Personally, I try not to, but I'm afraid I do. I look at someone with long hair and immediately I start to think.
Yeah.
And then I come back, well, now I shouldn't think that way, but I think the world in general thinks.
You're working on it, though.
I am.
I might say that we like men who look like men and girls who look like ladies.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, Phil, another thing I like to express is I am so proud of this group when you was talking about Vietnam, that they don't, not as a bunch that's burning their draft cards and everything, and I just hope that these children keep talking that way and feeling that way.
Thanks for calling. Don't call them children. Thank you. We're going to move on. We're running out of time.
Okay, thank you.
Number 2. Hi, thanks for calling. Now you're on the air. Hello.
Yes, Phil, I have one question and one statement.
Good.
I'd like to know if the girls are allowed to use hair coloring in moderation.
Okay, let's go over here, okay? Want to see, well, I'm going over to the area where all the girls have natural colored hair. Or, I mean, where they don't use it. Hi, Red. Could you kindly stand? Did you hear the question?
There is a statement that says that it is not in good taste, but there are some girls that do change their hair color.
But it's not a big hang-up then. You're not going to get thrown out if you do, huh?
No.
Your hair looks very nice. Is it your color? Is it natural?
Yes, it is.
That's a terrible thing to ask, isn't it? But she said yes. So yes, you can in moderation, all right?
Okay, I just wanted to say one thing. I'm 22 years old, and I think it's great for these kids to be so upright and outstanding people, because normally we're identified with the hippies and the guys who, well, anyway.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I think I'm proud to be, at least, maybe I'll be identified with these type of people instead of the other type.
Okay, and thank you for calling. Thank
Bye.
you. Push the red button if you would for a minute, Dan.
Guess who's here? Very discreetly playing a non-participation role in this morning's program, Dr. and Mrs. James T. Jeremiah, President of Cedarville College. Dr. Jeremiah. There'll be no problems at your school as long as this gang is there. You must be proud of you.
We are really proud of them. They're a fine group of young people, and we thank God for their commitment to Christ. It's a real thrill to my soul to hear the testimonies on the air, and not only that, but even more important, to know that this is a day-by-day experience in the lives of most of them.
And I'm sure you'd echo those sentiments, Mrs. Jones.
I surely do.
Would you kindly stand over there? Can we just have for just a moment? Lyle, could you come forward, please? I'd like to, would you kindly stand right over there in the light where everybody can see you? I'd like you to now, would you kindly lead this group in the alma mater of Cedarville College? I think we have just, I don't know how long it is. I hope it isn't too long because we don't have that much time, but go right ahead.
First verse. Two wisdoms.
Two wisdoms quiet dwelling place, we come with bigger hearts to grace. The silver which we know is there, and good and wealthy uncommonwealth. We ask that we will have this call, who know that Jesus paid it all. They own a deeper love toward men, for whom Christ died and rose again. Our paths have led to Cedarville, where we seek to do the Savior's will. We must impart the living word and rescue those who have not heard. Let us who have been amply fed grow by a dying world with bread. Oh, let us be God's humble tool, that He may use us and our school.
Back in a moment. Okay, very little time. Hi, now you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Phil. Is the major study at this college theology?
Attend Cedarville College has a minor in Bible. We're in the liberal arts to find out how to make a living. We study the Bible to find out how to live.
Thank you. Now I want to make a comment.
Briefly.
I wish that we would have had you in the parks in Chicago during the Democratic Convention rather than what we had. I think you're marvelous.
Thank you. Thank you. That final testimony will have to serve as the end of our program. And before we say goodbye, Tele-Bible Time is seen Sundays at 9:30 a.m. on WLWD with Cedarville College. So those of you who want to maintain a continuing interest in the college might check Channel 2 weekday Sunday mornings, 9:30 a.m. TV 2. Thanks very much to Dr. and Mrs. James T. Jeremiah, President of Cedarville, Mr. Turner, and also to the people from Cedarville College who make up the student body for representing themselves and their schools so very well this morning. Have a good day. I'll see you tonight at 6.
You've been in touch with the Phil Donahue Show. Tomorrow, Aaron Measville, Paul Baby Dixon will appear with Phil. This program is a live WLWD color telecast broadcast to you in a 10-second videotape today.